I planted bamboo that overrun my neighbor's property over a security light, so I used to live in this really nice neighborhood in Texas. Small town, big yards, the kind of place where you can actually see the stars at night because there's no light pollution. My backyard was perfect. 2 acres, 1 neighbor behind me, and then just open hayfields stretching for miles. I'd sit on my back patio every evening with a beer, looking up at this incredible night sky. Then my neighbor Dave decided to ruin everything. One day I come home from work and there's this massive security light mounted on his back porch, and I'm not talking about some little motion sensor thing. This was like a stadium floodlight aimed directly at my house. It was so bright you could probably see it from space. The thing lit up my entire backyard, my patio, even shined right through my bedroom windows. Suddenly, my peaceful evening stargazing sessions turned into sitting under what felt like a prison yard spotlight. I tried to ignore it at first, put up blackout curtains in the bedroom, figured maybe he'd realize how ridiculous it was and turn it off. Nope, this thing stayed on all night, every night. So I called the HOA thinking they could help. Maybe there was some rule about light pollution or something. The lady on the phone was like, well, your fence is already at the maximum 8-foot height, so we can't approve any additions, and there's nothing in our bylaws about exterior lighting. Great, so I was stuck. But I'm not the type to just give up. After 3 years of just waving at this guy from across our yards, I figured it was time for an actual conversation. I walked over to his house with a $20 bill in my hand and rang his doorbell. Hey Dave, I'm Jake from next door. Look, that new security light is pretty bright and it's lighting up my whole backyard at night. Any chance you could point it down or maybe add a motion sensor so it's not on constantly? I'll even buy you a case of beer as a thank you. Dave seemed totally reasonable about it. Oh yeah, no problem. I didn't realize it was bothering you. I'll adjust it this weekend. Perfect. Problem solved, right? Wrong. A month goes by and nothing changes. This thing is still blazing every night like a mini sun, so I go back over. Hey Dave, just wanted to check on that light situation. This time his whole attitude was different. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm keeping it exactly where it is. It makes me feel safer. Safer from what? We lived in the middle of nowhere surrounded by cornfields. That's when I decided to get creative. See, the military taught me there's always a way to adapt and overcome. So I started researching fast-growing plants that could block his light. That's when I discovered golden bamboo. This stuff grows like crazy in Texas. We're talking 20 feet tall in just a couple years. And here's the best part. There was absolutely nothing in the HOA rules or city ordinances that prevented me from planting it. The only thing Dave could do was cut whatever grew onto his side of the fence. But here's where I got sneaky. I planted a whole row of bamboo right against our shared fence line, but I only put root barriers on my side of the property. So the bamboo could spread under the fence into his yard, but it couldn't spread back into mine. Within 6 months, that security light completely disappeared behind a wall of bamboo. His entire house vanished from view. It was like living next to a jungle. Dave was not happy. He started sending me angry letters about the bamboo growing into his yard. I threw every single one in the trash without opening them. He even came to my door once, but I just pretended I wasn't home and watched him through the window as he stood there knocking. 2 years later, I got a job offer I couldn't refuse and had to move. When I sold the house, that bamboo wall was probably 15 feet tall and completely blocked his property. Last week I was curious, so I looked up my old address on Google Earth. Dave's entire backyard is now a bamboo forest. You can barely see his house through the green. That security light is probably still on somewhere in there, but good luck finding it.